What's up, guys? Yes, I'm back on YouTube. I'm gonna start making these videos again. It's probably been about 2 years since I made my last video, but a lot of you guys have been asking me to get back on here, start making videos again, because I give you guys some real insight as to what happens behind the scenes. A lot of these guys in the boxing industry, they feed you guys a lot of bullshit. They show you guys all the glitz and glamour. I'll show you guys the rough and tough, the shitty part of boxing, and this is why you guys have always loved my page. Got some good news. I'm back today. I want to talk about. I know what I'm going to talk about. Listen, when I make these videos, I got no script. I got no pen and paper writing shit down. What I'm going to say, points, bullet points, and all that shit. Nah, this is just raw, real and raw. So, I'm going to talk about the worst managerial contract I've ever received as a professional fighter. Let's go. I'm just making a cup of tea, so, let me see how much I can get in before the kettle goes off. So, listen, I met this guy when I was an amateur boxer, just right before I turned pro. I met him through a friend of mine, and we're gonna call him John. Okay, we're gonna call him John. John's not his real name, but we're just gonna call him John, just because I don't really want to expose him. I might one day in the future expose him, but for now we're gonna call him John. This guy came along when I was an amateur boxer. I needed a bit of financial help. This guy really helped me out financially. When I went over to Vegas as an amateur boxer, me, Anthony Yard, Tunde, we all went out to Vegas. Twice we went out there. The second time I went there, right before I turned pro, a lot of the funding, it was given by John. I got a few £100 off my older brother. My cousin gave me a few £100, and John put in the rest of the money to help me go out there for 3 weeks to train. I met Floyd, I met 50 Cent. We spent a lot of time with Bill Haney, Devin Haney. When Devin was a kid, now the guy's fucking big. The guy's world champion. I'm like, fucking hell. The last time I see him, he was like there. The guy was a fucking child. Yeah, but anyway, so this guy put in a lot of the money to send me out there. So this guy John, he was a really good help, and he was a really nice guy. Management is what he really wanted to get into. He wanted to, to come into the game, manage a few fighters, and I was gonna be the first. So he really helped me out, and the whole thought behind it was, you help me out now and you're going to manage me once I go pro in the near future. So, when I went out to the States, he paid for it. When me and Tunde went out there, when we were only amateurs, he paid for the flight, he paid for my flight, the hotel, and stuff like that. And then when I got back, he paid for my brain scan, the medicals, so that I can turn pro. Bought me some gloves and some sparring gear here and there so that I can train. Drove me to the gym every now and again, so I ain't got to get at the bus and the train. And then when I turned pro, he paid for my kit on my first fight, and then he got me driven to my first fight as a pro in a Rolls Royce Phantom. You guys, should be some video on YouTube somewhere of my first fight, and I arrived in a Rolls Royce that he paid for all. He funded the whole thing. The ticket sales that I've done, he helped me sell a hell of a lot of fucking tickets for that fight, and he just really helped me out. And I've got older brothers, and I saw this guy as an older brother kind of thing, just really, 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 really good help. And sometimes, in life, you get lucky to meet certain people that just come around and they help you out. But you've also got to know that it's business, and business works both ways. So I was happy for him to manage my boxing career, and he's going to help me out, and he's going to do a good job in the management side of things. But also Tunde met him, and we all sat down, and the agreement was, everyone agreed, this guy hasn't got a boxing license, so on paper Tunde's going to manage me, but he's going to give that management side of things to John, and John's going to take the management fee, and Tunde's going to take the coaching fee. This was the agreement, and things were all good. But then, as time went on, Tunde didn't like this guy no more. He didn't have a good vibe about him no more, and me and Tunde ended up having a fallout over this guy John, and me and Tunde, we stopped working together because of John, and Tunde released me from the manager's contract I had with him. You got to give it to him, because Tunde put years in, he put years and years into me. Tunde trained me for years, and when it was time to leave, he said, you know what, I'll give you back the manager's contract. I've got you for, let's say, 3 or 5 years. I forgot how long I signed for, but he's like, you know what, just throw on the boxing board. I'm going to release you. So big up to Tunde for that. And then after that, I was looking for a new coach, and then I met Tony Sims. I met Tony Sims through Arj, James Argent. He's from Towie. Him and Charlie Timms, they were a good mate, because Charlie Timms, he was also on the show, and through that, I met Tony Sims. So we go over to the Sims' gym after barbecue burns, and then Sims sees me and he likes me, and then I decided to turn pro with him. And then I bring John, I bring him along with me, because I'm like, I'm gonna go get a new coach, so you as the manager, you're gonna come along as well, obviously. So he meets Sims and Eddie Hearn and everyone like that, and so things go all good. And then eventually he says, I know that I've got no contract, because you have to be a pro coach or be a bucket man for, I think, 2 years under the British Boxing Board of Control before you could apply for a manager's license. So John didn't have a license as a Boxing Board of Control manager yet. So he said, you know what, I'd like to get a contract put into place. I was like, yeah, that's fine. If you're going to get a contract put in place, that's fine. I trust you. You've done a good job with me so far. So go get a contract written up. Give me the contract, and I'll read through it and I'll sign it. And that's what was done. And then about 2 weeks go by, I get an email. Is a contract from John. It was probably in my inbox for about 5 days. I didn't even open it yet. And then after 5 days or so, I got a phone call. Have you signed it yet? And I said, no, I haven't seen it yet, to be honest. And he said, the contract's quite a basic contract, quite basic, quite simple, so just open it, sign it, and give it back to me. I said, okay, cool. Have you read it yet? He said, yes, of course I've seen it. I'm your manager, of course I've seen it. And I said, cool. So then I open it up, and it's 8 pages long, 8 to 10 pages long. And I'm like, this is not a basic contract if it's 8 to 10 pages long. I've still got the contract in my email somewhere, in case he sees this and he tries to lie about what happened. I've still got the contract in my email. So anyway, so what I do, I read it. I'm on a train, go to the gym one day, and then I read it. 2-year contract. Contract is for 2 years, which is okay. The commission that he earns from me, he gets a 50% of all my earnings. Yes, you heard that right. Not 15%, 50. 5-0. He gets the 50% of all my earnings, or not just what I earn in a boxing ring, what I get in my endorsements. I get a job in Asda, I've got to give him 50%. Plus VAT. I've got to give him 50% plus VAT. It's like fucking 70%. And get a job in fucking Sainsbury's, I've got to give him 50% plus VAT of all of my earnings, not just of what I make in the ring. So I read that, I'm like, whoa. Whoa. I think where it talks about the commission that I have to give him is on clause number 5 or 6. And then you keep reading down, you go to clause number 8, and it says after the contract it says after 2 years I can terminate the contract, or he can terminate the contract after 2 years. But after the contract terminates, the clause where it talks about how much I have to give him, it continues, which means that even after the contract's done, I've got to give him 50% of my earnings for the rest of my life, basically. That's basically what it's saying. the guy is really trying to fuck me. And then I see this and I'm like, no, no, no. So I show my older brother and he's like, yeah, this guy's really trying to fuck you. I go to the gym, I show it to Sims. He's like, mate, I thought this guy's your mate because this guy's really trying to fuck you. And you know, Tony Sims was a bit angry. At this time, I had probably only known Tony for about, you know, a couple of weeks, but he was fucking angry that, you know, this guy was trying to do me over like that. And so I call him up, I sit him down. So anyway, after I sit him down and I confront him about what's on the contract, he says, oh my God, I didn't even know. I didn't even write the contract. And then he blames another boxing manager. I don't, you know, I don't really want to name this other guy's name because he's a well-known boxing manager. And, you know, they might try to sue me for some, you know, for some shit. So I'm not going to name him. But, but John went and blamed this other guy. He goes, this guy wrote the fucking contract. I can't believe it. He was mad. So I can't believe it. And I was like, but I asked you if you read through the contract. And you said, yeah. And he said, no, I know. I said, yeah, but I didn't even read it. Oh, this guy's a prick. I'm going to fuck him up when I see him. I'm like, you know. And it's obvious what's been going on here. They both had a plan to fuck me over and to keep me in a bullshit contract for the rest of my life. And I got out of it. You know, after that, I signed a deal with Matchroom a couple of weeks later, and all contact with John was cut. All contact with John was cut. I had to cut. I had to, you know, I felt bad about it because I still liked him as a person because this guy helped me out and I thought it was my friend, and he just turned out to be a fucking dog. But in my heart, I still felt, you know, something for him. And just quite shocked that this guy was, you know, come into my life and he will help me out, help me go out to the States and come to my first fight and get the Rolls Royce that he paid for, get me kit that he paid for, get me new gloves, fucking boxing boots, everything, drive me to the gym. He put time and he put effort into me. But from the start, the guy wasn't fucking genuine. The guy wasn't genuine. And then a few weeks go by, and then I signed to Matchroom, and my first fight under Matchroom, it got announced. I started looking online because this guy's black, and I see rumours of now. I see a couple of rumours saying O'Hara drained the white man's team. As soon as he got the Matchroom deal, he left the black man, his own brother, that got him there, the guy that invested all this money and time into him, his own black family, he left him to join the white man's team. And you know, all that Don King shit, the same shit that Don King used against fucking Tyson. Same shit these guys try to use on me. You know, the white man's team and the black man's team, like, nah mate, there ain't no team. If you got a good heart and you're honest and you don't try to fuck me over, you're on my side. It don't matter whether you're white or black. You can't try to fucking draw me in. Oh, I'm black, come and join the black man's team. Like, fuck out here. You know, we're human beings, whether you're white or you're black, it don't matter. I don't get involved in all that race card shit. So anyway, that's what happened. It's the worst contract I ever received. And if I signed it, would I still be boxing today? Probably not. Probably not. You know, many fighters go through shit like this, but a lot of people just don't talk about it because they're afraid. They're afraid. They're afraid. I've got a good team now, you know, managed by Lee Eaton. He's done a fucking good job with my boxing career. And, you know, the people that I'm around, even though it's not like I've known them for 10 to 15 years, I've only known them a few years, but they're people that have got integrity. It doesn't matter whether they know me for fucking 10 years or for 10 days. They're not going to try to fuck me over. They're going to do right by me because that's in their heart. And that's the kind of people that they are. So right now I'm in a good place in my boxing career. And, you know, yeah, nothing more to say. It's my first video back, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. You know the rest. Peace.